So the defect of the week this week, we're going to be talking about mold. We've been coming across a lot of mold issues, and it's kind of we'll say it's a dirty word, right? And a lot of people.
It's a dirty little word, but it is used for good things too.
It's used for good things too. We have a whole video out there about educating everybody about mold. Okay, but mold, as it is a dirty little 4-letter word that we don't like to necessarily speak of. It is something that is the reality. I mean, mold is everywhere. It's just a matter of concentrations, type of mold, all that kind of stuff. There is mold spores all over the place. Okay. Now the problem with mold comes in when it's in concentrations and it is in a type or a species or whatever of mold that is harmful to human beings. And lots of times the biggest risk with mold is related to allergies and allergic reactions to things. Okay. Now, when it comes to these allergic reactions, they can be severe. Like, they can cause people to go into anaphylactic shock. They can cause people to have major brain problems and things like that. They can cause all kinds of other issues with breathing and respiratory problems, and all kinds of stuff can come from being allergic to mold. Now, the majority of our population is not severely allergic to mold. So these things that we're talking about, these severe reactions, are not going to be the majority of the population. Approximately only 3% of our population, 3% of our population actually suffers from severe allergic reactions to mold, where they need to take special concern and caution. Okay.
And if we find mold, there's ways of taking care of it.
Yeah, it's easily addressed. Yeah, there's all kinds of solutions. I mean, we had a little bit in the home when we first moved in, up in the bathroom, because they hadn't been ventilating properly, and that we took care of some bleach and water, right? And then we painted the area, ventilated the area a little bit better, added another bathroom fan in, added a bigger bathroom fan in.
Yeah.
And
made sure it was vented out of the attic. We did check the attic, because that's where most of the time mold can happen, is in the attic, when the bathroom vent is not vented outside. It's vented into the attic space instead, and then the moisture holds in that attic space, and then mold just grows, and it's not good.
Somebody's been paying attention behind the computer over there.
I don't just produce, I'm learning along with this.
Yeah, so not venting all of your moist air from bathing and things like that, getting up into the attic, and then the air not being ventilated out of the attic as readily as it should be, is one of the most common places we find it. That, and in basements where moisture is just rampant. So, as far as mold goes, you guys, it's something that you want to be aware of, especially if you have any specific allergies to it. Okay. But it's very easily treated. If you have a little bit of mold in the basement, you have a little bit of mold in the attic, it can always be treated. Now, you don't have to use bleach and water. There's one of the probably most common professional product that is used out there is called RMR. And RMR, you can get it, you can buy a jug on Amazon if you want to, but you just spray it on and it kills all the mold spores and stuff like that. But the problem you have is if you just treat the mold, you don't treat the problem is going to eventually return. Okay.
There's a question.
So somebody's asking, Miss Kelsey Martin. Hi, Kels.
Hey, Kels.
We
as far as you this weekend.
Yeah, the bleach and water thing is the simplest and easiest way that with things that you normally have in your home to treat and get rid of mold. But you guys got to make sure it's 2/3 water, 1/3 bleach. So 2/3 water, 1/3 bleach. If you just put straight bleach on it, you could be overcoming the area and stuff, and it isn't necessarily good for you to do that. You also, when you're working with bleach and spraying it and things like that, probably want to wear a respirator, and you also want to wear goggles, not glasses, goggles. Okay, the goggles are meant even you could put even in swimming goggles on if you want, but you don't want to keep that bleach out of your eye cavity. Okay, and the respirator is to keep any of the bleach from being sucked into your lungs and stuff. It's just not a good way to go about maintaining your personal health. So breathing in bleach and getting it in your eyes. So just take personal precaution when you're doing that. And you would will spray it on the area, and the mold spores will change color. They'll go clear, which is their inert form when they're not dead. If you're seeing black and gray stuff, those are dead mold spores that have already had their lifespan depleted. But the great thing about the bleach and water is most people have it in their home, and it's readily accessible, and it's easy to clean up. You just got to make sure that you're not spraying it on areas that you don't want to get bleach on, because it will still bleach colors and things like that. That is the quickest and easiest way to address mold. But remember, addressing the mold is great, but you got to address the problem that caused the mold in the first place. You have to do one and then the other. You can't do them in the opposite direction. So
yeah, you got to find the cause. Fixing it is one thing, but finding the cause to remedy it so it doesn't keep growing back is the main thing.
Yep. Hey, thanks for tuning in today, you guys. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you want to know when we put out the next one, give me a bell notification. It's a little bell on the bottom right-hand side. And subscribe. You want to know when I'm coming out with new stuff or whatever. You want to be able to check us out and be alerted to new video content coming your way. Subscribe button's really the way to go. Thanks again for tuning in, you guys. Remember, the better you take care of your house, better it's going to take care of you. Have a good one.